Hey folks, this is E-Man with Kadesh Farm. Today, myself and Lil Z, we're out here at the property doing just doing some pasture renovation work and just checking up on things since we've had a little bit of rain and just all the favorable conditions for grass growth and forbs and lagoons and brassicas. I've burned this area here and I've kind of reseeded some. I said I was going to stay away from synthetic fertilizer, but I did use a little bit to try and get rid of the broom sedge. If you can see over in the corner, that's a spot that we did not get to burn. But this whole field, if you look at some of my past videos, you would notice it was just this area here was a sea of broom sedge. But now, us trying to get ahead of it without having to spend a lot of money on fertilizer, decided to just use a little bit that had phosphorus based off of a lot of videos I've watched and a lot of things that folks have been doing, and also planting seeds to try and get ahead of the broom sedge and basically crowd it out before it starts taking over this summer. And I think we do have some success. The other part I want to talk about is when we first bought this property, there's a little Z right there. When we first bought this property, we looked and looked and looked and could not find a worm anywhere. I mean, it was just amazing. We would dig and you find a little bitty small worm somewhere. But based off of the things that we've done here in the last couple of years of owning this property, I have great news. We have worms. Where were they at? Is it right here? Let's see if we could get a video. I disturbed them earlier. There's a worm right there. There's an area, let's see. There's another pile right here. It's very entertaining for a grown man to get excited about worms in his cow poop. But hey, you celebrate the small things. See if I can find another one. I should have got the video together before I started flipping. But look at there, there's worms. All these worms down off in here. Worms all in the poo. Man, we have worms. I'm just so excited because that means that we are doing the right things, headed in the right direction. This hard work we're starting to see a lot of small things that I'm getting excited about, that I feel is paying off. And just the fact that we have worms, look at that. Worm after worm after worm in our cow poo compared to when we first got out here. It's just amazing. Another thing, let's go ahead and flip this one. I guarantee you I have worms. We got worms. Look at that. I've never seen that many worms out here before in my life. Another thing, some hay that I had purchased that had tons of clover seeds. As you can look through here, it is just crazy how it's paying off right now. Just clover everywhere. I think the frost may have nipped it, some of it, but that's okay. I think it's gonna do pretty good. This area here is a big old round. Let's see if I can back up. Kind of give you an idea. Almost where little Z is standing, that whole area. I had unrolled hay and I actually put down a little too much, but that's okay. But now the clover is still popping through and we're excited about all the clover that we have out here. The worms in that. Let's pull this one up. We've got a big old patty that Molly distributed for us and see if we got worms. It's breaking apart. Yes, there are worms in there. I'm gonna probably leave that alone. It's hard to try and do that and hold the camera. But man, I'm so excited about the worms. We also have in another field over up on the hill, I call it the house hill. It is teeming with clover, with vetch. I don't know where the vetch come from. I think it was already out here. It could have been, no, I did not plant vetch out here. We have vetch naturally growing out here. I did overseed with some ryegrass and cereal grain, which mostly is over past the area over there, but it's still a little bit wet, but it's doing pretty good. We're just flat out excited about the changes that we're noticing. Also, I have to do another video, update video, on the area that I did with my little harrow drag with the bolts, the lag bolts that were in it. It's actually, the stuff is starting to grow. It disturbed the soil, kind of like what we did here. I added some more. I didn't realize I bought the bolts a little bit bigger than what I had already had in there. And I was trying to break that thick layer of hay up, and it actually did a pretty good job. Huh? Worms right there? Little Z done found him some fishing bait. Look at that, folks. Just a little bit of perseverance. As I always say, I'm not happy with where I'm at, but I'm enjoying the process along the way. Going back to what I went and bought larger boats and realized they were too large and they're splitting the wood. I may have to build me a drag out of heavy duty wood in order for I feel to make this work better, because this pallet is being out in the rain and it's starting to pop and crack and break apart on me. But it's my prototype, give me an idea what will and won't, what will not work. And I think I'm onto something that will be a very quick drag for me to disturb the soil and also get things in order the way I want them to be in order. I'll take you to another area that I did seed, and it's growing pretty good. You can see that difference in the color. This was the area that I seeded, and it is actually growing pretty good. I'm just excited to be sharing with you guys the success that we have out here. We're looking forward to having more of the desirable forbs and grasses growing out here. There's more. Man, I don't see any worms. Look like there have been some worms working in this. But man, just have worms out here is a good sign for us. We got a storm coming in tonight. I was planning on doing some seeding, and I don't know what I'm gonna do. I would like for the soil to be a little bit more damp for me to do my drag and break it up a little bit easier. Still, the grasses are short enough for me to use my drag and then put the seed down and then drag it again to get better seed to soil contact. But I feel it, like I did in that section down there, it would do better if the soil was a little more damp. It would break up a little bit better, and the seed will actually make better seed to soil contact. You know what? Let's walk down there. I try to do a little trial and error on some sunflower seeds. That's a nice little patch of grass that's growing there. Lots of mature clover. And this area here was nothing but broom sedge. I mean, it is ridiculous how thick of broom sedge it was. But we're seeing success. All along my little path here that I had cut, I have mature clover. Another video I did with some red clover hay that I had purchased from someone, and I put it in my little wagon. You can see the strip, which I'll have to do another video on that, where it shook out of the wagon and it's actually growing. You can see a strip of red clover just growing successfully the way we need for it to grow. Let's get over here where we did our little test plot. This is not my test plot, but you can see I had done some work when we first got to the property, and the location that I did a little bit of extra work, you can see all kinds of flowers. Not exactly sure what type of flowers these are. Oh, they are. I really don't know what they are. I should know, but I don't. Aster, maybe. But this whole strip is full of clover. That was my first little bit of playing around with seeds. You get over here, look what we have, sunflower. I mean, these bad boys are popping up everywhere. So me casting the seed out and using my drag. I think it did a very good job. It's hard for me to step anywhere out here without stepping on sunflower. I was afraid that we were going to have a frost. It's my understanding that once sunflowers get up to 3 to 4 leaves, they will make it through a frost. I hope that's the case. It is April the 16th, but I was so impatient. I wanted to have some success out here so bad. And I just went on and dropped the seeds and just played around. I mean, I have sunflower, clover. I mean, it's just a lot of good things that are growing out here. Brassica's growing. In this area here, there's still a lot of exposed soil. So what I may do is after this rain that we got coming tonight, I may come back out here and put down some buckwheat. Since I believe we are hopefully past a potential frost event, I'll come out and put more buckwheat. As you can see, the sunflowers are all out through here. Hopefully the sunflower will be ahead of the buckwheat and be able to mature and get a little bit taller. Because buckwheat, from my understanding, once it starts growing, it grows aggressively pretty fast and matures out pretty fast. That's more sunflower there. I have no idea what buckwheat look like once it starts to germinate. But all through here, the sunflower is beginning, and clover, and some brassicas have begun to grow. This is Z-Man. I want to give you guys again, like I said, an update of just all the excitement. Like I told you guys before, this spring is going to be an amazing growth spring for us. And I would feel across the nation. Look at all that clover. I'm just going to take advantage of it and get this farm where it needs to be, where we can start having our stock density correct with the animal herd and just start living and having a blast. This is Z-Man, and I'm out.